Growing up wasn't easy for me. I was antisocial and going through a bunch of problems at home, such as my mom being sick all the time and my dad working and never being home. The worst was middle school. It was hell. I was a chubby goth kid with a boy's haircut. When I was 13, I discovered the original 1931 movie, Dracula, and that changed my life. I started to reach out to people on MySpace about old horror movies because no one at my school watched them. One of the friends that I made online was Bobby Collins, who is a horror fanatic. I was super excited to find out 2 years ago that he started a vlog on YouTube where he discusses his love for these classic horror movies.
Hi everybody, I'm Bobby, and I bid you welcome to Dusty Old Movies. Ever since I was little, I loved watching the Universal Monster movies, and my favorite was always Dracula.
I am Dracula. I bid you welcome.
I have liked spooky things since as long as I can remember, and I would always root for the villain in movies. Then when I was about 6 or 7, my mom started taking me to the local video rental store. And in one corner, there was an entire wall of classic horror movies. Dracula, Frankenstein, Son of Dracula, and all the rest. Just seeing all the monsters' faces on the videotape boxes captured my imagination. And I couldn't wait to rent each one and find out what the monster was like and what he was doing.
It's moving. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive. It's moving. It's alive. Oh, it's alive. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive. Oh, in the name of God. Now I know what it feels like to be God.
I was about 6 or 7, and I think the first one that I saw was Frankenstein, because I remember the opening when Edward Van Sloan comes out and warns the audience that it might be too scary. I got so excited, because it made it seem like something I shouldn't be watching.
It is one of the strangest tales ever told. It deals with the two great mysteries of creation, life and death. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
Even when I was little, I had a hard time socializing with others, and felt like an outsider. And the monsters were outsiders too, so I related to that. The monsters were so different from everyone else, but they were also the stars of their films. I admired them, because they could go so against the grain, like Dracula. I'm going to wear a cape because that's what I want to do. But still be the center of attention and get their faces on the movie box. I started making these YouTube videos a couple years ago. I had actually been watching a YouTube channel called Geekvolution, which did these really in-depth reviews for superhero movies. And I said I would love to do reviews like that, but for the movies I like.
With the rise of the slasher film of the late 70s, and people nowadays wanting more gore in their horror movies, do you think that the classic monster movies will ever be forgotten?
I hope not. I am concerned about the status of classic films, but sometimes I meet people who are really into them and it restores my hope. And I think the classic horror movies are doing better than the normal classics. I know more people who have seen The Wolfman than Gone with the Wind. And frankly, my dear, I think that's awesome.